Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on Kratom in 7OH. My name is Allison Tobon, and I'm a program manager here at Not My Kid. If you're not familiar with Not My Kid, we have been serving families for over 25 years in Arizona through prevention education, early intervention, and clinical services. And we are expanding nationally. Our mission is to ensure that every kid thrives by inspiring positive life choices through conversations that we have um, in our prevention services, and our early intervention and clinical services. That is our mission. Our topics revolve around mental health, substance use, internet safety, bullying prevention, and resiliency. Safety first. It's really important that we acknowledge that we all may have experiences around substance use and that may make you feel activated. And so I hope that you engage in this webinar what feels safe for you. If you need to take a few deep breaths for grounding, there will be resources at the end of this presentation for you, for teens and adults as well. So I just want you to take care of yourself throughout this conversation. We are research-based. We do the research so you don't have to. There's a lot of information out there. And so we have pulled our information from Partnership to End Addiction, Substance Awareness Coalition, Leaders of Arizona, the CDC, and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. So why are we having this conversation? We are seeing an increase of calls revolving around Kratom and 7OH. If you, in January 1st, from January 31st of 2025, Poison Control received 1,690 reports of exposure cases involved Kratom and 7OH. That surpassed the total number of calls from 2024. And we are currently seeing still an increase of these calls. And so it's important that we are aware of the rise of this substance so that we can have conversations to protect our kids and bring awareness of this substance. So what is it? What is Kratom? What is 7OH? So Kratom comes from a plant and is an herbal supplement that has similar effects to both stimulants and opioids depending on the dosage. It's marketed as a natural remedy for pain relief and anxiety, and Kratom affects the body acting on its brain's opioid receptors, which are the same effects, has the same effects such as morphine and prescription pain medications. And what the potential is for addiction is the regular use can lead to dependency, which can lead to withdrawal symptoms and other health issues similar to an opioid addiction. And so that can include just the physical symptoms of nausea, sweating, and irritability. What is 7OH? So 7OH is a powerful compound found in Kratom. So if you think about the marijuana plant, right, there's the compounds of CBD and THC, and the THC is what makes the high feeling, and it's similar to the 7OH with this plant. And so the 7OH causes rapid pain relief and feelings of euphoria. But what's dangerous about this is it can slow the breathing, which can be really dangerous. Some terms that are used are 7-hydro, legal morphine. And if you look at this packaging too, if you don't know anything about these substances, they may just look like, oh, these are an allergy pill or some candy that you can just try. And so if it was laying around someone's room, or if you see it in the store, you may not think anything of the dangers of that. And that's what can cause it to be really dangerous, is not knowing the impacts of these substances. And the potential for this is there's much higher levels of those active compounds in the 7OH, making effects lasting longer. Some reports suggest that it's 13 times more powerful than morphine. So what are the signs and symptoms? I always tell caregivers, hey, when there's something off with your youth, when you know your baseline, and when there's those red flags, that's when we need to check in. And so there could be those physical symptoms of the increase, nausea, vomiting, sweating, dry mouths, fatigue, mood swings, those things, right? It's time to check in. Let's have a conversation. What's going on? And maybe it's checking in on our online world. If there's paraphernalia, that is a big sign. Okay, If there is substances that you are finding, that is a big sign. If there are increase in panic attacks or anxiety onset, or withdraw from, even their hobbies or activities that they love. Maybe it's a change in peer group or a withdrawal from family. So whenever you notice that there's a change in your youth, regardless if it's substance use or not, that's when we need to have that check in with our youth. Hey, what's going on? Maybe it's adding some checking in the online world, investigating a little bit. So how are youth accessing Kratom? So in Arizona, you must be 18 years old to purchase. There is a bill going around trying to higher this to 21. In other states, there are other states you have to be 21 to purchase this. You can buy it at smoke shops, vape stores, convenience stores, or gas stations. And some of these places don't check IDs. And some gas station attendants or attendants to these stores may not know that you have to be 18 to purchase these, which kind of leads to online purchasing and online. When I was doing some research, I went and I clicked on one of the stores and it just asked me, hey, are you 21 years old? And you click yes, and it just bypasses through, didn't check for an ID. So it's really easy to purchase that if you had a credit card. And then social media. I've heard countless stories of, youth using it kind of like, I like to say, Uber Eats, where they message someone, hey, I want this substance, and then it just arrives at their door. You may not even know that this is occurring within the home because it's kind of discreet. And so online social media is a big place where these things can get purchased. And another one is through friends and older peers, is another way. I think the concern that I shared earlier is that it can be hidden in plain sight, which is the way that it's marketed too. And even some youth may not be aware of how addictive these products are. When it's marketed as a natural substance, a mood booster, pain relief products. And if you look at these photos that we have on here, they don't look harmless or they don't look harmful at all, right? They're gummies, they look like candy, or the feel free, all those marketing techniques, right? As a youth, if they're not aware, they may not think it's harmless at all. And it's kind of hidden in plain sight. If you didn't know, I think I said this earlier, right? I might just be like, oh, that's a new brand of candy. Not if I didn't understand how addictive and how Kratom can mimic things such as opioid, the feelings of engaging. So the call to action. So what can we do? Some key takeaways is start the conversation, stay informed, and monitor the products that are coming out. We try to do our best to stay on top of what products are out there, what we're seeing the rise of, and we post it on our social media, on our website, places like Partnership to End Addiction and the Substance Use Awareness Coalition of Arizona. They do an amazing job at also bringing awareness to that. Teaching healthy coping skills. Some youth who are seeking substances, they may be trying to cope with something. And so teaching them, getting them the support they need, but also teaching them healthy outlets. Maybe it's a new hobby or interest. Maybe it's journaling, or if they're feeling activated, teaching them some grounding skills like belly breathing. And then seek help early. So if you're noticing any of those signs, it's important that we're seeking help for our teens. For starting the conversation, we would love to start the conversation with your community. Book a presentation with us. Beyond awareness, we talk about more than just Kratom. We talk about other substances we're seeing, but what can we do? What are some of the healthy coping skills? What are some of the unhealthy coping skills that youth may be going to? And then how do we build connection and communication within the home? This is available in English and Spanish. And then truth be told, the highs and lows is our youth presentation. We talk about what is addiction. We talk about how to get help, how to help a friend, and then how do we connect to a trusted adult. We know that the number one protective factor in a youth's life is having a trusted adult. And so through all of our presentations, we really try to help each youth identify who that trusted adult is going to be. Project Rewind is another program that we have for youth who are experiencing challenges with substances. This is an incredible program. There's 2 educational sessions that go with it that have a 3rd session that's optional with a family navigator, where we sit down and we talk through, hey, these are some of the challenges we're seeing. We have some services for you that could help if it's peer support or um, clinical services, or maybe it's somewhere outside of Not My Kid. We want to get you and your family the help and the care, the best care that suits your needs. If you want to sit down with a family navigator because you have questions, that's available too. You don't have to go through Project Rewind, although you're welcome to come and learn and have those conversations with your youth. Here are some community resources that are available. They're all amazing, great resources. Take a screenshot, put them in your phone, share them with your youth. Lastly, we have a QR code that has more resources for you where you can go on and book a presentation right away. You can book a family navigation session if that's something that you would like. We can do that virtual or in person. And we have more continuing professional development and just more webinars on substances and other things revolving around communication and connection within the home. Thank you so much for joining.